what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Conversations of Everything podcast. And today, out of all days in the year of human existence, is going to be the first episode of our new segment, Sit Down with the Artist. It's a very new thing what I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to sit down with creative content creators, whatnot, whether you make music, art, film, podcast, whatever. Trying to get a sit down with them to learn more about their creative process, what stuff that they're doing, any upcoming projects, and of course, this is the Conversations of Everything podcast, so we talk about movies, music, and everything in between. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my guest, Brandon Mercado.
Hi, how's it going?
And Brandon Mercado has his podcast, American Werewolves, where you can catch everything about horror news, horror movies, and everything relating to horror. That's the place to be. So, Brandon, talk to me about the process of it. Talk especially about the beginning. I really want to know how this all started out, basically.
Well, you know how you and I used to have the Trip Kids podcast back in, 2012, 2013.
Those were good times.
Yeah, definitely. I just missed, doing podcasts, and me and Jerry, Jerry, we are both fans of, movies in general, but we're also really big fans of the horror genre. So we just thought, hey, we watch them all the time. Why not just talk about them? And we originally were just going to do podcasts, put it up on YouTube and iTunes as well, and just go on for 40 minutes, an hour talking about movies. And then we decided to branch out and, start the horror news segment and, do the quick reviews. And we're also trying to do just a big collective with it, make it a big horror news review collective.
Dude, that sounds fucking awesome. Yeah. So your future goals are basically one day you can pretty much make a whole network of just anything revolving around horror. Kind of like, I don't know, there's this TV network I've heard about that's kind of similar to what you're trying to do, but obviously from more television standpoint.
Crypt TV?
Yeah, Crypt TV, yeah, kind of similar to that, but this is more radio friendly, on the internet, which is really cool.
Yeah, I would like to do something like they're doing, eventually have people have their own little short films or whatever projects they're working on and put it under the American Werewolves label. But as of right now, we're just focusing more on the news stuff and reviews more than anything.
No, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, one thing I would like to talk about is, how long have you guys been doing this for?
Just about a month and some change.
A month and some change. So this is a brand new then?
Yes.
This is a brand new project. All right. So, what would you say is your favorite segment on recording the American Werewolves podcast? What's your favorite thing to do?
Horror news round.
Horror news round?
Yeah, because with the reviews, they're fun too. But I feel like Jerry and I are limited to our conversations.
Yeah.
And, we're always just focusing on what's going on in this movie, what we liked, what we didn't like. With the horror news, it kind of feels more like a free-for-all, where we're just having this banter, constantly going back and forth and stuff like that. It just feels more natural, and it just feels like a lot more fun to do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I would say that. I would like to do more with that.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any future projects coming along? Do you guys have anything new? Do you have anything other than American Werewolves that you're working on, or what's been going on with you?
At the moment, not really. There is... Norman, he's going to come back down from Japan, and we have some short film projects we're working on that I've written and that Jerry has written. But as of right now, there's nothing currently in the works. There's just scripts being written. Actually, I sent Norman a treatment for a feature for a horror film idea that we want to do, which I can't talk about now. But he's pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. We're just going to see where it goes from there.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah, definitely. And there is also a video Norman and I filmed a while ago, which I can't say about who, just in case yet, because we don't know what's going on with that. But we're hopefully get that released soon. That's
great. So, besides the American Werewolves podcast, I know you're also involved with film and everything. I would like to talk a little bit more about that as well.
Sure, yeah.
So what really got you into wanting to make videos and to making to film and creating content with stuff like that? What got you into it?
I've always been to film since I was a kid. My parents were they're into movies, but they're not like me now, where they're super invested in the behind the scenes stuff. And I believe it was actually the first Saw movie, which is just one of my favorite horror movies out there, that got me into filmmaking, because seen the movie, that twist at the end, like that just kind of like affected me.
Yeah.
Because it was super twisted, but it was also just kind of genius, and it was stuff like that that made me want to figure out more things about film and research and study it up. And, you know, back in high school in West Broward, we used to have TP Productions. So,
right, I missed that program.
Yeah.
That was a great program.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I always just, you know, focused on making videos, and that's when I also kind of learned about my just love for screenwriting. So I'd always come up with, like, scripts for, like, some stupid skit we would come up for, like, the Friday show or the morning show, whatever the hell was going on.
Oh, man, that's great. So since then, since you started making videos, what projects have you worked on in regards to film?
I've worked on a couple of short films. Not that many. I've directed that one music video for the artists that hopefully gets released soon, which is like I think my favorite so far that I've worked on. I've done a few skits with Norman and Jerry, the co-host of American Werewolves. We've done a couple comedy skits that we've thrown up on there, or just helped out.
That's great.
Yeah, and just
comedy skits are always great, man.
They're
always great.
Appreciate that. And yeah, we just been working on those really. I think the last thing I worked on was I was the camera operator for a short film.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I believe it's called Ladylike.
Ladylike.
Yeah, we got to film it like as soon as I moved back from California, around August, September, and that was really fun to shoot.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So you got some projects that you're able to work on.
Yeah, I got a couple. I got a couple under my belt, but not as much yet.
No, that's still great. At least you got a couple, you know. There's some people I've known that I've met that I've like say, oh, they're really into film or all that, and they're like working on stuff, but they might have worked on maybe one project or like nothing at all.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, come on, man, you gotta have like a bit of a, what's it called, portfolio.
Yeah, definitely.
And, you know, you're already getting the ball rolling with that, you know. It's important, you know, that you already have something already, so
yeah, no,
that's
definitely.
awesome.
And I always consider myself very lazy.
Yeah,
and it's hard.
I understand that. I'm in the same boat, man. Trust me. There will be times where I'm motivated to do work, and whether it's the podcast or music or whatever, then I just don't do anything.
Yeah, like I'm constantly distracted by just everything.
Yeah.
In general, like
story of my life.
like I'm just like, oh, why is my art not going anywhere? And I'm just lazy, just chilling.
Yeah, especially when you live in Pines, man.
Yeah.
Especially when you live here, when you live in a, you know, suburban neighborhood like Permanent Pines. I don't know for anyone who's listening, you guys can relate or whatnot, but for anyone who's lived in suburbia, regardless of where in America, it's boring. Nothing ever happens. Especially here in Florida, where it's constantly hot. It's always the same shit. Time doesn't feel like it's moving at all. It really does get to you, especially creatively. Like, I've had plenty of instances in my life where I just felt like I was not getting anywhere. Whether, you know, back in our band at Trash Jumpers, or any other projects I've done, you know, since high school, I've always felt like, damn, I feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. But, you know, because time moves so slow, especially in a place where nothing changes, you know, it's hard to, like, not think about that.
Yeah.
You know?
You live now in the complete opposite. You live in Brooklyn, which is like the exact opposite of the suburbs.
It's just such a whole different
everything's
thing there.
Yeah, New York is super fast paced, man.
Yeah,
so you're constantly moving.
Yeah, so time feels so different over there because everything's so fast moving compared to everything else that it's just like time feels like, wow, it's like fast over there.
Yeah.
When I go here, like I've only been here for a week, but it feels like it's slow. Not that I'm complaining about that. It's nice to have a nice slow pace after being in that very fast-paced environment after a while. Yeah. But still, I could see why like people get so bored here. Like for me, when I'm here, this is probably the most productive week I had in forever because I feel like time doesn't move here. So I feel like I got to be constantly doing shit. Because I'm so used to that fast-paced environment versus being here where it's like super slow, like a turtle. And it's just fucking crazy. But going back to the topic at hand, I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. And like also, not that we're saying Pines is necessarily a bad place to live. Definitely not. It's just if you're young and you're an artist and you're trying to do things, it's not the best place.
It's not the best place for a creative soul. I think that's the best way to describe it. If you're like a type of person, you know, who likes a steady 9-to-5 job, doesn't really like to do much, doesn't like a crazy-ass lifestyle, then, you know, Pines is a great place to settle, in my opinion. Like, I've learned to appreciate it the older I've gotten. But as, like, people like us who are very creative and, like, we need that...
we need
that hustle and bustle
we need
that
our
reminds
minds
us...
stimulated, for
sure. Then it's definitely not the place to cultivate our minds and all that.
No, definitely not.
But, besides all of that, so for your film projects, what would be like your end goals in the future? Like, what are your dreams and aspirations for that? Is it like to be a director for like a big film company? Do you want to make your own franchise? Like, what's been the future goals of Brandon Mercado as a filmmaker?
My goal right now is just to make a fucking movie at this point. I just need to, like, I would just honestly love to write. Like, writing, as frustrating as it may be, and I think any writer can agree, writing is the most frustrating thing, but I feel like at the end it's also the most rewarding, because something you created, whether it turns out the way you wanted to or not, something you made is up there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I feel in the few times when I do have motivation to do screenwriting or I work on music. Even if it's like not the best, I'm still very proud of the fact that I even did it and that I made this. You know, I made this with my heart and soul, even if it's not as good as guy number A over there. Not number A, but letter A, or guy letter B, whatever. Yeah. You know, it's still the fact that you and I created something. That's just what matters. So that's just a great way to look at it, man.
And whether, you know, obviously I want to be good, but whether if it's even something good or bad, I just want something of mine out there. I want to just, because I love movies, I just want to help make them, regardless of how they turn out, you know?
Of course, man.
Yeah. And aside from writing, I've also been taking a little bit more interest in directing. Because every time I read a story, it's just like, I feel like it's so particular in my head to my vision that I just want to do it myself.
Right.
Because I feel like in the hands of anybody else, like, you know, I definitely have like the same viewpoints when it comes to movies and stuff, but if I wrote something and I were to give it to you, you would have a different vision of it probably.
Yeah, everyone has a different perception of how things go in general in life.
It would just look so different to what I had in my head.
Yeah, so exactly.
I feel like if there were like certain themes I would want to follow and like things I want to do on screen, I might as well just do it myself.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's great, man. So since this is the Conversations of Everything podcast, I want to talk about music right now. So what music have you been listening to lately? It doesn't have to be new. It doesn't have to be old. It can be whatever. What have you been jamming to lately? What's been your jam?
Oof. It's been a little bit of everything. Right now I've been listening to a lot of Waves.
Waves is great, dude.
Yeah,
King of the Beach, that's such a good album.
That's the album I've been binge listening to.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's like probably one of my favorite albums. I know in October, like the night before Halloween in Brooklyn, Waves came up there. Oh, no way. He was playing a lot of songs from it, and I was going to get a ticket, and then it sold out. Yeah, with Beach Fossils, too.
Dude,
that would have been a fun lineup.
Show. Yeah,
I haven't got the opportunity to see them, but I've heard nothing but great things about Waves live. I follow him on Instagram, and the guy puts on a great show. And I just love...
Is it just one dude?
Well, originally, Waves started out as a solo project by Nathan. That's the guy who sings for that band.
Yeah.
And it was originally started by him. He made an album, I think, in 2008, 2009. Because this album that we're talking about came out in 2010. And it was originally kind of like a bedroom project that he did where I think he got, like, really high one time. He was bored as shit in an apartment. So he just had his guitar and a bunch of weird pedals. And he just made a bunch of weird, like... He calls it surf goth music.
Surf noise.
Yeah, surf noise, surf goth. I remember the album's the one with the kids skateboarding. It's the self-titled album, and I used to like it a lot, but over time, it's just like it's a weird album.
Yeah.
And the whole energy with the album is just you could tell he was in a dark spot.
And you could kind of, I guess, grow out of it after a while.
Yeah, like I remember when I was younger, I really liked it, just how experimental with it was,
and how angsty it was.
Yeah, but over time, I don't know, like. Not that I don't consume experimental music. I still do, but just not the same as I used to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I prefer more consistency with sound.
Something a little more linear, I guess, when it comes to music. Yeah, because I know we would always go to Churchill's for the shows, and it would always be a lot of noise sets and a lot of...
Yeah, and I remember for a period of time, I used to be obsessed with that shit.
I remember, too.
I used to be so obsessed with it.
During band practice, you and Gunther would just make noise.
For like 30 minutes, like half the practice just a noise.
It was just a noise set for our practices half the time.
Yeah, and it was just like, I used to be so obsessed with it, and then after a while, I've just like... I still appreciate it for what it is, but I've just grown so out of it because I'm just like...
Yeah, the fact that people are still out there making music, whether you like it or not, that's still awesome. So
yeah.
I always like to go out and support the local artists. Regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you and I tonight, we're going to support some local artists too with our friend Alan and Shaven.
Yeah.
If Shaven, you're
listening to
us...
Shout out to Alan and Shaven.
Yeah, Shaven. I love you, Al.
Surgeon, Dylan, Lewis, all those guys. They're cool as hell.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking dope.
Yeah.
But Waves is an incredible band.
Yeah, definitely growing on me for sure.
Especially their whole take on punk rock. I think that's what I really like about Waves, because it's punk, but it's very surfy. But what I like about their style of punk, besides accessibility, I guess, when it comes to sound, because it's not like hardcore punk where it's like very fast and grimy.
Yeah.
It's very like upbeats.
Yeah.
It's got a very positive attitude towards it, but it's got, you know, the main punk ethos about it, where it's just like, we don't give a fuck, we're just gonna do whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've always appreciated that sound about Waves, of like having that surf punk.
Yeah.
That's like the best way to describe it.
Even check it out now. Like, I have their album cover as my phone background.
Dude, it's a fucking fantastic album, and I think to this day it's still timeless. Their new stuff is pretty good too. I've heard some of their new stuff.
I've heard some of it too, yeah.
But it just doesn't click the same way as that album did.
I mean, a lot of artists, like, you can say the nice thing about, like, Bring Me the Horizon or Fiddler or whoever, like, you always go back to their old stuff, regardless if their new stuff is, like, not bad.
Yeah.
Because that stuff is, like, what you grew up on, and that's the stuff you relate to most.
Exactly. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So what else besides Waves have you been listening to that's been on your mind?
It's been a mix of everything. I've been listening a little more Mac Miller, for sure. And, like, it was also because of, like, you know, post-death, R.I.P. Mac Miller.
Right.
But yeah, because I'm always at work and I have my Pandora on, and he usually comes on.
Yeah.
So I listen a lot of him. I've been listening to a lot more of Dr. Dre.
Oh, Dr. Dre is great.
Yeah, and a little bit more Ice Cube as well.
Ooh, nice. Some like more old school hip hop in there.
Yeah, I mean,
dope.
I love the. You know, I love all music, and I don't mind a lot of the hip-hop now, but nothing beats the old school.
Yeah, man. Like, there's just something about, like, the 80s and the 90s and that sort of sound. Even the early 2000s.
Yeah,
it's just timeless, dude. It's just so good. And I listen to, like, a lot of the new artists. Like, I like Post Malone a lot. I love Joji.
He's definitely good.
Joji's
really good. I've been also listening to a little bit more of him.
Yeah, Joji's got some great albums out right now. He's got a new one, full-length Ballads 1. That just came out, I think, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago or a month ago. Right. And it was a great album. I really liked it. I felt, personally, it was weaker than his EP, because he had an EP last year called In Tongues.
In Tongues?
Yeah. If you want to listen to Joji, like, really get into it, check out his first EP. There's a deluxe edition of it, too. Oh, okay. That has some, like, bonus tracks in it that's really fucking good if you really want to get into the mind of Joji. Right. It's a great fucking EP. I love it. I think it's beautiful from front to back. It's a very good record. This one, though, I felt... It's a great record. Definitely check out Ballads 1. There's some really good Joji songs in there, too. But as an album, when it comes to consistency and just in general, I felt like it was very unorganized. Like, I felt he had a lot of good ideas with certain songs. Like, there's one song I really like called Test Drive that sounds like a B-side. Not in a bad way. I'm not saying this in a bad way either. Like a B-side to a Post Malone song. Oh, okay. Or like to a Post Malone album. Like this belongs in the new Post Malone album. Yeah. But if it featured Joji or if Joji was the vocalist of that song, it was fucking dope. Yeah. And he has some other good songs too that are very experimental with like rock and punk. Like this song called Why Am I Still Stuck in LA? That features this producer called Shlomo. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I heard Shlomo, yeah.
Yeah, with Shlomo and this other guy called D3J. And basically, it's kind of like a full bandish kind of song. Like, it's got a simple beat at first, but then they got some guitars and bass driven. It's very punk driven. Yeah. And it's really cool. And some of the other songs have, like, really cool, interesting feels to it at all. I just felt that...
It was messy.
It was, yeah. Great ideas. There were a lot of great ideas in place, but like I just said, messy.
Just too many thrown in there.
Yeah, the flow was not good. There was just a weird flow that... When I go back to that album, I don't listen to the full album. Yeah, I only listen to certain songs.
Skip around, yeah.
Yeah, I only skip around because I felt like a lot of the songs were just like filler, or he had a good idea, but he couldn't really build up from that idea.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me a lot of that little small EP Kid Cudi and Kanye released a couple months back.
Oh, Kids See Ghosts. Yeah. I felt the same way. Yeah. I loved it, but I felt like certain ideas were just like...
Like, I love the self-titled name of the song, but everything else was kind of like, alright. It wasn't bad for sure, but I definitely didn't go back and listen to it as much as I would have loved to.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And I love Cudi. I'm a huge Cudi fan.
Yeah, me too, man. I love Cudi. I think he's a great artist. And, you know, he made a punk album a while ago.
Wizard, right?
it was either called Wizard or it was called Speeding Bullet 2 or something.
No, Speeding Bullet is the name of the album, I believe. It's
Wizard. Okay.
Yeah.
I know in that particular album, people didn't really like it because it was too much of a change.
It was so different, but the thing is, I think people at this point expect it from Cudi.
Yeah.
He's just always changing, like, his style, or he's just, like that meme, like, he's just humming for 20 minutes straight.
Yeah, you know, Jackie showed me that song, and I really enjoyed it. Not the song, the album, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really cool album, even though it's like, yeah, it's not a Cudi album everyone's expecting.
Yeah,
but I felt a lot of the songs were just structured really well, and it was cool to see, like, okay, what would Cudi sound like if he was a punk artist?
Yeah.
Or if he got into rock music and stuff like that. And I thought he executed it really well, in my opinion.
Yeah, Wizard's good.
Yeah.
But that's also another one, I think, that it suffers from so many ideas kind of being thrown in there. Because there are a handful of songs where I do like, and then some I'm just like, I can pass. Like, I don't even remember half the album.
No, I definitely agree. Like, I remember the first song she showed me. It was like a very lo-fi type of song. It reminded me of something that I would have made because the quality was super lo-fi. It was just him and acoustic guitar, and the vocals were weird.
Yeah.
Like, it reminded me something of a Daniel Johnson record. Like, it didn't even sound like Cudi at all. I thought it was cool for what he was trying to do, but it was just, I don't know, I felt like there was no need to make the track. I felt like it was just like filler, just to fill in spots for it, or maybe it's just like, who knows, maybe there's something personal with the song or whatever that we don't know about, but...
It's the thing, a lot of people kind of confuse it when it comes to, like, people's art, is like, oh, just because it came from, like, a personal place from him and all that stuff, like, it means, like, you can't hate it.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with that at all. I think it's like, yeah, this artist, he went out and he did what he intended to do. But did he succeed? In my opinion, I think he didn't miss the mark, but I definitely think he didn't hit a home run. Yeah,
I think that's with a lot of artists too. It's that it's just the perception of the individual, you know? Like, everyone's perception is going to be different. Like, to one person, the album's going to be great. To the next album, to the other person, it's going to be shit, you know? And it goes without, too, going a bit off topic, but I don't know if you listen to the new Bring Me the Horizon songs, because I know you're a fan of the band. I was
just going to get into that, yeah.
I know they posted 2 new songs, and one was Mantra, and the other one was Wonderful Life. I didn't like Mantra.
I thought Mantra was okay. It took me a while to get into it. After a couple listens, I was like, all right, I kind of feel it, but it's still not my favorite.
Yeah, I felt like for what they were trying to do, it was cool, but it was just, I don't know, maybe it was too mainstream rock for me.
They're definitely trying to get more mainstream.
Yeah.
And not that I never, you know, give artists shit for going mainstream, because, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, or what you want to do.
Right.
But it was just too commercial, and it was like, I've heard artists do this before, and I've heard them do better.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing is, too, especially with Bring Me the Horizon, like, I was going to talk about Wonderful Life as well, which is a song I actually like from the new singles.
I really like that song.
First of all, I think the guitars sound great.
Yes.
It's very reminiscent of older Bring Me the Horizon, so it's just like, it's still new, you know, there's no screaming, it's very singing, but the guitars, what I like about it, I'm like, oh, cool, it's very reminiscent of September Eternal, like that sort of era. Not even, like, unfortunately, we're not going to get the stuff when they were like a metalcore and like deathcore band. No. Like, those days are long gone.
The people, like, my friend Umkar, he hates their new songs because he's like, they're not heavy anymore. I'm like, dude, they haven't been heavy for like years.
Yeah, they haven't been
like, I feel like I explain it to every time. I'm like, you know why? Because he can't scream anymore.
And he can't.
So he's just trying to work around with what he can do.
But funny enough, though, what I've noticed in their most recent tour, I've been seeing videos. So Bring Me the Horizon has like this 6-minute song that's kind of like a medley of like their older songs.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so they would play like chunks of like their older songs, and they actually did one of, I think it was Medusa. And they did like, I think it's like a full song, the full old song from their deathcore days, or they played a little bit of it, but he sounded great and he was screaming.
Yeah, when I saw him last year, 2017, and he was performing Chelsea Smile, which was like a surprise to everyone. No one thought he would even bring that album up again.
Yeah.
But he was performing it, and he didn't scream much, but when he did, he still had it. Even in Mantra, the new one, he has like a little scream too, which I think he lands pretty nicely.
Yeah. So I think, you know, Bring Me the Horizon is aware that it's like we're not a heavy band anymore.
Of course.
But we're gonna throw like a little Easter egg here and there for the older fans who grow into liking us. And I can just imagine the fans who got into them, like per Sempiternal and like all those newer albums, like listening to that old shit and be like, what the fuck is this? Because they think they're like a radio rock band, but it's like they used to be like a heavy ass metalcore band and deathcore and all that shit.
Yeah.
I just think it's really funny.
There is a Twitter post that like someone said a girl walked into like a Hot Topic with like a Bring Me Horizon shirt.
Yeah.
And he played like, I think Pray for Plagues, and she was like, oh, what the fuck is this? And I was like, oh my god, you have no idea.
Yo, I would just be like, damn, dude, you are definitely, you don't know Bring Me the Horizon,
oh, you got into them at, That's the Spirit.
That's the Spirit, pretty much. I feel like so many people when that album came out started becoming fans of it, which, you know, it's cool. Like, it's cool that there's new fans for them, for the band, all that, but I'm just like, damn, dude, you don't know the real Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
Because to me, they're always going to be that band.
Yeah.
They're always going to be that heavy-ass band with Chelsea Smiles, Diamonds Aren't Forever, Stevie Wonder's Eyes Only.
Yes.
All those fucking bangers.
Yeah, a lot of people... I definitely, whenever someone brings them up, I'm always going to think Suicide Season.
Yeah.
Or, you know, Count Your Blessings. Even There's a Hell, Believe Me, I've Seen It.
Yeah. I think all those 3 albums were great.
Yeah. I think I have never really disliked any of their albums.
Yeah.
To be fair. So that's why I have a feeling this new one's going to be different for sure. But I know I'm going to enjoy it.
I feel like I'm going to enjoy, like, some songs here and there, because that's what happened with That's the Spirit. I didn't really like it as much as an album, because I'm just so out of radio rock and, like, that mainstream rock sort of sound.
Yeah,
but some of the songs that were on the album I thought were great. Like, I loved Follow You. I love that song. I haven't heard... I think it's What You Need.
Yeah.
That's a great song. There's some other great bangers with it.
Oh No is a really good one. It's like the one where they get a little trancy.
Yeah. I like Doom.
Doom's
a great
Happy Song is a banger for sure. You know, it's weird too. It's funny you mentioned that because I remember that album came out on my birthday and I was in Chicago listening to it, and I did not like it at all.
Yeah.
I really did it. It was, I think maybe Happy Song was the only one I dug, or Throne. After that, I just didn't. I
didn't like Throne. I thought Throne was very cheesy.
Throne is
especially with the Linkin Park.
Yeah. Yeah, the little like the skip beat or whatever the hell's going on.
With the vocals, and I'm just like, all right, Linkin Park, like, all right, buddy, like.
Yeah, that's where I was like, it seems too similar to Linkin Park. But then I just eventually grew into it, and I really did.
I think that's what's gonna happen with me too. I feel like I'm not gonna like it from first listen, but I feel like after a few listens, I'm gonna like it.
I feel like that's how it is with every Bring Me the Horizon album when it comes out. It's very skeptical at first because you don't know what to expect. I
only got like that until when Sempiternal came out. Because I used to listen to all of their albums and loved all of it.
Yeah.
Like, but then when I listened to Sempiternal, I was super excited for it. I wasn't disappointed, but I was kind of just like a little bit like, oh, damn, they're changing. Underwhelmed. Like, this isn't the Bring Me the Horizon that I knew. I still fucked with it. Then I heard That's the Spirit. I didn't like it, but now I like a few songs from it. And then the 2 singles. I hated Mantra. I don't know if I'm going to like that song. Just because maybe it's too mainstream appealing to me, and I just don't like it.
Trust me, I don't blame you. That song has polarized a lot of fans, even the hardcore fans.
Yeah, man, it's just very...
Yeah. I'll tell you this, though. That song, I feel like it would be fun to hear live. I think it would definitely be fun.
Yeah, I can, especially Wonderful Life, too. I feel like Wonderful Life...
Breakdown,
I feel like that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be fun as hell.
And, you know, I'm excited to see what they got because they said that this was their most experimental album to date.
Yeah, they said it was even their darkest, too.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what they're going to do with it. And I may be wrong, but I remember a long time ago that Post Malone was in the studio with Ollie.
Yeah, there's...
A long time ago.
There's rumors that he did a collab with one of them.
Yeah, so it's possible that, who knows, we might hear Post Malone in this album too.
Yeah, he might do some screams or something.
Yeah.
I know he was part of the metalcore band back in the day before he became, you know,
and before he even started going more into SoundCloud rap, he tried out to be a guitarist for that band Crown the Empire.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't talk about it, that he's not a rocker or whatever, but I'm like, no, he is.
No, I wouldn't even consider him a rap or hip hop artist. He's just an artist because he's the type of dude.
He's just a pop artist. Yeah, he's a pop artist.
But even then, he will literally hop into any direction. He loves all music. It seems like from what I've seen. and he's super open with everybody. Like he just seems like a humble artist.
Yeah, he's very humble. He knows what he's talking about. And dude, I mean, I loved his album Beer Bonds and Bentleys. I think it's a fantastic album.
It took me a while to get into that too, but I really like it.
It's a fun album, and it's got a lot of good songs with it. I've actually liked the full album. There's some songs I didn't like the song with Nicki Minaj and then with YG and G-Eazy. Those two songs were just so underwhelming for me that I'm just like, these songs shouldn't have even been put on the album. But everything else, I was just like, fantastic. I felt that they were great songs. I even like that song Stay, which was completely different from all of his other songs. Good. It's like that nice acoustic ballad rock song. I thought it was really good, and it shows too that like he can do more than just rap and trap music. Like he can do like ballads, he can do standard pop music, he could do rock music, because in his other shows he used to cover Sublime, Bob Dylan.
Oh, I didn't know he did that far.
Yeah, he covered like a bunch of different rock artists. So like, you know, I would be interested to see like how he's gonna collaborate with Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah. I don't know if he's gonna rap.
You know what? I feel like the themes and concepts he explores in his albums, especially this one, I think matches well with what Bring Me the Horizon is doing. Because Posty's first one, Stoney, it was all about, you know, being famous and all that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't like Stoney.
You didn't?
I didn't like Stoney at first. I think it's okay for what it is. I never appreciated it at first because like, you know, for a while, Post Malone was kind of like considered a joke. Yeah. Almost for a while in the hip hop community, he was just like, oh, the SoundCloud rapper, whatever. He's white, you know. Yeah. No one takes him seriously. And I listened to Stoney, and I thought it was whatever for what it was. But I knew that he was gonna like get even better because, you know, every artist's first album, it's gonna be whatever most of the time for a lot of people. Yeah. It's either going to be really good to some people or terrible to some people. Like, let me be honest with you. For most artists, their first album is not going to be the best all the time.
No, by far.
Very few bands...
Even going back to Bring Me Horizon, their first album, you know, you can say whatever you want, but it is messy as hell.
Yeah, dude, the production of it... Album. Yeah, and especially because the production of it was just so grimy because the label they were in was like a heavy-ass label, dude. Yeah. Like, they had, like, all the fucking craziest metal bands around at the time, like the most relevant death metal bands and black metal bands. Yeah. I won't say black metal, but like death metal and like heavy metal and all that shit, like all the heavy ass metal shit. Bring Me the Horizon was like in that fucking label. So even though they were like scene kids, they were like making basically death metal but with like hardcore influence.
Yeah, they were trying to...
Because they were part of that label and they were part of that crowd.
And people hated them too back in the day.
Yeah, dude. Even though for at the time what the shit that they were doing was game changing. Yeah. Because their version of deathcore was just like very good implementation. I don't know how to say the word.
Interpretation?
Not interpretations. Implementations. Is that a word?
Implementation? Probably not the word you're looking for.
I'm not the word. Okay, implemented. Yeah. There we go. Okay, I sorry guys. I'm just blah.
Leave it in.
Yeah. But I felt the way how they implemented death metal and metalcore was just so well done with it, in my opinion. Like, yeah, the production could be asked depending on how you like your music to be like. But for me, for someone who generally loves heavy music that has like a grimy recording feel to it, it's not super clean, I thought it was like one of the best metal records, hands fucking down. Lyrical content, of course, it's questionable because, you know, this was a time when they were kids, and it's all about women and misogynists.
They were just trying to be edgy.
Yeah, very edgy, very misogynistic sort of lyrical content at the time that's considered cringeworthy to people. And I mean, I look at some of the lyrics and it's like...
If this came out now, people would hate it and burn it, and you would never hear from this band
But
again.
At the time, in the 2000s, you know, it was a different time. These kids made this album when they were like 16, 17. Yeah. They're like still in high school or some shit.
So yeah, they're definitely gonna try to like push some boundaries just for the sake of pushing boundaries.
And even though there were people that hated them at the time, I felt that like they were doing something really fucking cool. And then going to Suicide Season was just such such an interesting transition because when I listen to metalcore albums from like 2008, 2009, there's no album that sounds like Suicide Season. Even the guitar tones don't sound like any other band. Yeah, their tones were so different than what other bands were doing, and their sound was just like incredible. It was just so well polished, so heavy still.
And they definitely matured a little more.
Yeah,
from the last
a
one.
lot more mature. Still crazy as shit.
And still, trying to have that little, we're edgy, we're pushing back.
Yeah, we're gonna get fucked up every single day and just make heavy music. But for what it was at the time, I felt to this day it's one of the best metalcore albums.
I think by far.
Hands
fucking
fucking
down. A lot
down.
of people will be like, "You're a moron." But
Yeah,
I don't care.
I'm sure the old metalcore heads who listen to metalcore in like 1999 and shit could say otherwise, but. We didn't get into the genre until like much later in time, and I got into.
This is the one we grew up with. This is ours. Let us have it.
Yeah, it's like, listen, buddy. I didn't grow up with metalcore in the early 2000s. All I did was listen to Linkin Park and shit, and like dad rock bands. So I grew up with like mallcore, Warped Tour-esque metalcore.
My playlist as a kid was Weezer, Linkin Park, and Eminem.
Yeah.
That was it.
Like, we weren't, like, fucking involved with that kind of music at the time. Not that I don't like old school metalcore. I listen to some of those older bands, but I don't know. To me, like, those bands like Bring Me the Horizon, Devil Wears Prada, Attack, those are the bands we grew up with, and that was considered hardcore music to us at the time. Even though you and I, we both know the true definition of it, what the real bands like it sound like.
Is there a true definition to it, though? I mean, I think it's going to be different for the next generation after us and the generation
You're
after
right,
that.
though, because here's the thing, what, like, a lot of the hardcore kids that I don't, like, agree with, they have this thing in their mind, like, this is real hardcore and this isn't because it stands with the ideologies of that.
Oh, no, you're just talking about South Florida hardcore.
Well, not even that. I'm just saying hardcore in general, though, because I feel like that's a common basis nationally and internationally. Not everyone acts like this, obviously.
No, by far. And, I just shoot crap at South Florida scene because there's that whole thing where if it's not this, then fuck you.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you on that. But what I was end up trying to say was just like, hardcore is just a spectrum, dude. It's still part of the same tree, like. All right, Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah, it's completely different to whatever vegan straight edge hardcore band that you're listening to. Like, absolutely, it's completely different things. Yeah. But I consider it still part of the same tree, even though there's a different ideology behind it, or maybe a different upbringing. Like, Bring Me the Horizon admits, like, some of them grew up with hardcore, but they mostly grew up with just metal.
Yeah,
they're metal kids. And then they heard some hardcore, and they thought, oh, it's cool, let's combine the two. And that's really what it is. But it's still hardcore.
Yeah.
It's still hardcore, just different. It's under the same tree, but just under a different branch.
But even then, who cares if it's... I mean, it's just me personally. Like, I don't really care if it's under a certain branch or not. If I think it sounds good, I think it sounds good.
No, I'm the same way, man.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say to all those, like, elitists out there that, like, hey, dude, this sounds cool as fuck. If you don't like it, that's cool, too. But don't shit on other people for liking other stuff, man.
Yeah, man, because at the end of the day, like, does it really bother you that much?
And you're just gonna look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Goes without...
And, like, it's even the same thing with, like, movies and shit, too, the way I view it. It's like, a lot of people give me shit for liking a certain movie or thinking this one's a masterpiece when this one I think isn't. But it's like, I just like it because I relate to it more this way, and I just really think it was done better this way.
Exactly. Well, speaking of movies, I think we should definitely talk about some movies right now.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what movies have you watched lately that have crossed your mind that you've been thinking about?
A lot. Especially with the podcast lately. It's just non-stop TV shows, movies. The last one I think I saw was Murder Party.
Murder Party.
On Netflix, yeah. It's from this director, Jeremy Saulnier. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He did the movie Green Room. Which
he did Green Room. Oh, nice.
Which that's a movie I love.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, this was his first one. It was shot for almost no money in a warehouse. Yeah, and it was just a simple horror comedy that was just so ridiculous that I actually was entertained by it. It wasn't the best movie by any means, but it was pretty entertaining.
Especially when you have no budget.
Yeah.
That's because Green Room had a pretty impressive budget. I mean, they got the dude from X-Men to play one of the lead antagonists.
Yes.
Like, so they had a pretty nice budget.
If you haven't seen Green Room, please go on Netflix and put it on. It is a very different, very brutal, and realistic horror film.
Also, what I like about Green Room 2 is that I had a joke with Alistair about this.
Right.
That's kind of just like, what if Trash Humpers went into an alternate universe, but we were like a band in the fucking 80s instead of like now? I feel like that's what we probably would have been.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
Honestly.
Especially since we're Hispanics.
Like,
the premises would have fucked us up.
Yeah, we would have fucked in that situation. But I just like thought it was like a funny comparison.
No, it's just that's also the movie that got us to play Nazi punks fuck off.
Yeah, that's right.
Our final show at Churchill's. Yeah.
Damn.
So. I love that movie, but Murder Party is one I saw. I also saw the original Netflix film Cam which was...
How is it? I've heard some good things about it.
It's a mixed bag for me.
It's a mixed bag?
I love things in it, but there's also a lot that I didn't like, and at the end of the day, it's a movie I probably won't go back and watch.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting one. It's about a cam girl that is trying to hit top 50 for the website she's working for.
Uh-huh.
And it shows, I like that it showed, like, the struggles that, you know, the people in that business, in that industry, they go through, and, like, you know, like, trying to tell their families, and dealing with life, like, during that, and, like, dealing with the people, the customers that they work with. Mm-hmm. And it sucks, you know?
You know, I've watched a documentary about that on Netflix, too, that's about camming as well. I think it's like a few-part documentary.
Was it Hot Girls Wanted or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was Hot Girls Wanted. Yeah, I watched quite a bit of that, and it was very interesting though to really see how these people live their lives though. Yeah, and it's crazy because like you know nowadays this has become more and more on the fucking mainstream when you look at it.
It's pretty.
Now, like you know, you got 18+ Snapchats you can subscribe to. If you want to see like a girl's nudes, you can pay her like DM her like I don't know Venmo like $20. And you got like 5 of them on your fucking phone now. Yeah. And it's like, I have nothing against it personally. I think it's like, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. But at the same time, like, late capitalism is a dick. It's a fucking dick, dude, because it's gone to a point where nobody's making any money to a point where, you know, we have to sell sex. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, sex sells.
It always does.
It's I think this is a controversial opinion, and this is not shitting on like sex workers or anything like that. I have respect for all of them, but I just think I'm saying this from a different perspective in regards to capitalism. That I just think it's a shame that things have gone so bad financially in our economy and just our society that you know people have to really go off and do that. Yeah. Especially because I know some people are like. You know, if you're comfortable doing that and all that, you know, more power to you. You know, fuck yeah, go doing shit. I have nothing against that. But I mean, I'm sure there's like some people, like I talked to a friend of mine who did that for before, and the only reason she did it was because she really needed money, and she just wasn't making enough money at her job at all whatsoever. Yeah. And if she could have avoided doing that, she could have. Right. You know, and it's like, it really just puts things into perspective that's like, damn, dude. It just sucks when it comes to that because it's like, damn, dude, if you can't make any money at anything else, I gotta like, even if it makes you uncomfortable, depending on the type of person you are, it's like, you gotta go off your way and, you know, do that just to make, you know, some change so you can pay the bills and all that.
Yeah, no, I get that. And there's also people out there that they do love doing it just because, you know, they
love if you love doing it and that's like your profession and whatnot, no, go ahead and fucking do it. I'm just saying for the perspective of like, for people who are doing it because they have no other choice. Or they just feel like they really have to because they need to really pay the fucking bills, not because they're actually passionate about it. Yeah. If you're like actually passionate about it, like go and do your fucking thing. That's all I'm trying to say. Just want to put a disclaimer out there because I don't want people to like think I'm like
attack you in the comment section or whatever,
shitting on me for not supporting sex workers and all that shit. I think
they'll give you more shit for calling the Suicide Season album good.
Yeah, like Suicide Season good. Yo, bro, you ain't even part of hardcore.
Unsubscribe.
Anymore. Unsubscribe. Hardcore is fuck you, bro.
But yeah, back to the movie. I thought it was a good commentary how people are like always fishing for likes and attention on social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is upsetting because people are out there, regardless if it's camming or whatever it is you do. They're out on social media. They're trying to get all those likes. They're trying to get paid for it and do all that. And it's just it was just a little commentary on that.
It's a great commentary on that.
However, the main character in the movie did not like her.
Really?
I love the actress. She did a really good job. Mm-hmm. She's been in. She was Trisha in Orange Is the New Black, and she's also a Janine in The Handmaid's Tale. Okay. So she's a great actress. I've seen her work before, but in this movie, her character is just like no one I could really get behind. Right. I was just more interested in what was going on in the movie rather than following her journey.
No, I totally understand that when it comes to characters with shitty protagonists. I mean, speaking of that, that's how I felt about the new Wreck-It Ralph movie, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh, yeah, you saw that.
Yeah, I saw it a few days ago, and my thoughts on the movie were, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a cute film for what it was. I liked the first one a lot. I thought it was a really good movie. Yeah, no. Make yourself comfortable. But, I personally just felt I could have done without a sequel. I felt like this was definitely a cash grab.
Yeah, of course.
It definitely was a cash grab. Like, I felt like...
I mean, we're getting a fourth Toy Story, so what does that say?
I don't even want a fourth Toy Story.
Neither do I.
I don't want a fourth Toy Story. Disney, I don't want a fourth one as much as I love the franchise.
My ass is going to sit down in the theater the night of, for sure. As much as I'm like, I'll watch it, but I won't like it.
Yeah, I'm going to be the same thing. I'm still going to go on and watch it. I love Toy Story, but even still, I'm just like, I didn't ask for this shit.
Fuck capitalism, but I love Toy Story.
Yeah,
give me Buzz and Woody.
Basically. But
yeah, no, I get what you mean. I saw the trailers and I do want to see it, but I'll probably wait till Blu-ray or whatever.
Yeah, honestly, like, if you got like a $5 Tuesday, if you got $5 to kill, you want to like go see a movie, go see it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's still a good movie for what it was. Like, it's still a really cool movie. I really love Wreck-It Ralph in this movie. I thought he did great. Not as if he's an actor, but the character, I thought it was really cool. I just felt, personally, without spoiling anything, the plot was kind of weak.
Yeah.
And the way how they put the relationship between the main two characters, I understand the premise of it, but the way it was done at certain points was kind of weird.
Just executed really oddly.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go too in depth with it because I feel like you have to watch it to really understand see what I mean. But that's all I'm going to say about that. I still enjoyed it, but I would give it like, I don't know, 7 out of 10 stars.
Oh, it's not bad though.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad movie. Like, it's all right. It's very entertaining. I just felt compared to the first one, it's weak, and I just felt that I would have been totally fine for the rest of my life not seeing any more Wreck-It Ralph movies. I hope after this one they don't make a third one because I don't know what they're going to do after that. They did the video games and they did the internet. What are they going to do after the internet?
If this movie makes enough money, they'll find a way to do it.
I hope they don't. Yeah. I don't know what else they're going to talk about because...
They'll do a little tackle online gaming or something. Who knows?
But that's the thing, though. It's like, this isn't a spoiler. This is said in the trailer. You know, one of the things that they do in the movie takes place in an online game.
Oh, yeah.
So they can't really talk about the internet because it's already been done, including the online gaming. So I don't know what else, if they were to make a third movie, I wouldn't know what they would fucking make it. Would they make Wreck-It Ralph comes to real life and they're going to have real life actors come into it and be flesh and bone and they're like paying bills and shit.
That'd be the creepiest shit in the world.
Dude,
I would pay $20 to see that movie.
I would see that and I feel like there's no way you can make that into a kid's movie.
Oh, no.
You cannot
Disney would be like, you're on drugs, you're fired, get out.
Yeah, like, you cannot make Wreck-It Ralph and Penelope go into the real world. Like, dude, it's going to go so terribly. And with how humans are in general, you put them in the real world, my God, you're going to destroy those characters. Yeah. Those characters will not be the same. They're going to be tainted with sin.
They're like, life has no meaning. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
But you know what? I didn't expect them to do this sequel with the internet and all that. I definitely didn't expect that. So
yeah.
They'll probably surprise us again if they do, which it seems like this movie's going to make a lot of money, so I think their third one's inevitable.
Yo, the third one's going to be called Wreck-It Ralph in VR.
Oh,
it's just going to be about virtual reality.
You have to watch the movie in VR and that's it.
Yeah. It's like literally you have to literally watch every seat has a VR headset.
Yeah.
So you just kind of watch it in virtual reality and be like, whoa, you're all just moving around.
That would be great.
Oh my God.
There's another movie I actually did want to talk about, which I haven't done a review for it. I think I did a mini one. Yeah, I did a mini one with Jerry for a new segment that's going to be coming up on our podcast soon. But I haven't done a video on it yet. It's called Suspiria. You've heard of it?
Oh, I've heard about Suspiria, yeah.
Suspiria, the 2018, I wouldn't even call it a remake. It's just more...
Really?
Yeah, which I'll get into why. It's more of an homage to the original classic from Dario Argento. He's an Italian horror director. He's well known for Suspiria. It's inspired so many horror movies that people aren't even probably aware of this film. So... I've seen both. I saw the remake, and then I saw the original right after. I hadn't seen it. And this movie is very interesting, this new one, because I really don't know if I liked it.
Really?
I'm going to say no, I didn't. I enjoyed maybe parts of this movie. But it's just kind of messy, because it's kind of like that album we were talking about, where it's just so many ideas.
Yeah, like Ballads 1. Yeah. So many good ideas, but like it just wasn't executed good.
Yeah, and it's thrown in this big pot, and it's stirred up, and a lot of it doesn't land. A lot of it's not really that great. Because you have one subplot, it's not a spoiler, but Yeah, one subplot with this girl going to Berlin in the 70s to this dance academy.
Yeah, that's what I saw in the movie trailer. It was that, and then the other thing was like a weird political thing with like some other dude, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. So it's like a political witchcraft-ish.
Yeah, but they don't really meet or connect at any point. The political stuff going on in Germany during the war is like it's more in the background, and it's kind of more just to set the tone of the movie and have it in this atmosphere that like something dangerous is like always going around this world with these characters, and there's all this stuff going on in the world that they're not even aware of the coven of witches inside this academy. And then we have that, and then we have the subplot with this old man who's also played by Tilda Swinton.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, she's donning old man costume and all that stuff with this weird voice, and I don't want to say because it's spoiler work, but something with her in the end with that character, it's just like, what the hell? Like,
Jesus.
I don't know if I wanted to see that, but I saw it. It's there.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
So there are horror scenes in that movie that work because it's labeled as a horror movie.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff just does not work for me. But I think it's a good idea to do remakes this way because
to basically make it to like a completely new story almost.
Yeah, it's like the same basic premise. Woman goes to dance academy, finds out it's run by a coven of witches, but it's done differently. Like at the end, in the original, you don't realize it's witches until like the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And this one, you're told in the first 10 minutes. And I just think movies, if they're being remade, they should kind of be like that. They should have a new story.
I think that's great.
Don't show me something I've already seen. I want to see something different with an idea.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to go about with remakes, because here's the problem with a lot of the remakes that Hollywood does, and that honestly I feel like Hollywood at this point just has no ideas anymore. They're just going with the whole remake thing. I feel like a lot of the time now, it's just with these remakes is that they try to copy the same plot from the old movies and just put it with a brand new skin almost. And you know, one thing I will say about Disney with their live action remakes, they are completely different from their animated cousins.
Oh yeah, by far.
Completely different. Like when I watched The Jungle Book, completely different from the animation. The Dumbo movie, it looks completely different from the original movie. Like insanely fucking different. The new Lion King, it's got the same premise of it, but I could tell it's gonna be hopefully different. I'm hoping that's not too much the same like the original.
Because if it is, then I'm gonna actually be kind of upset.
Yeah, because they have a great cast. Yeah, they have an amazing cast.
Amazing, and they got James Earl Jones back, seeing like Mufasa. It's awesome.
It's incredible that the cast that they got for this movie. I mean, Donald Glover's in it, Beyonce, Seth Rogen,
Billy
Eichner, like great fucking cast. So, but my fear is when I watch the movie trailer, this is way too much like the first movie.
Yeah, I hope it's just that scene and that's as far as it goes. Yeah. I think it will because Jon Favreau, he did the Jungle Book remake, the live action one,
and I liked it a lot. I love the direction that he went with
it. It's so different. So I think he understands that the crowd is gonna want, you know, this similar story, but he wants to change it up a bit.
I don't mind if they make some similar scenes to like how he did in the Jungle Book, like when he meets the giant monkey, the Monkey King or whatever, the giant orangutan. Yeah. It reminded me a lot of the animated film, just a lot different because, you know, he's basically this ancient species of orangutan. Like, you know, back in the freaking day, like, there used to be these giant fucking orangutans, dude, that were like huge, dude. They were monstrous size. And, you know, the king of the monkeys is basically that ancient species of orangutan. And, you know, I love how the way in the animated film, he's kind of like this regular old orangutan, he's kind of sarcastic. And then the movie, it's the same thing, but he's like, dude, he's scary. It's a fucking intimidating, dude. Being a child and seeing like this giant primate that can fucking eat you if it wants to, it's crazy.
It's pretty,
So I have confidence that this is going to be a good movie because with the Jungle Book, I just liked the realism with it from a lot of the characters, and that, dude, it got violent at some of the action scenes were violent.
I feel like that new one coming out on Netflix in a few weeks, Mowgli, I think that one's even going to be more violent too.
I feel like because what I like about it is that they're trying to go more towards the original stories.
Yeah, like
because the original stories are not.
They're
like
not kid friendly.
They're not kid friendly at all. They're very dark.
They're not Disney stories whatsoever.
They're dark. They're fucked up stories.
And people are going to give this movie shit because we just got a live action Jungle Book like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
But it's just it's going to be different. I think that's what's going to kill the movie, that no one wants to give it a chance.
Nah, but I think people should definitely give it a chance. I'm going to go see it. I'm going to give it a chance. So far, 90 or 80% of the live action Disney remakes I've watched, I've loved them. I thought they were great. I didn't care for Pete's Dragon. at all. I thought Pete's Dragon was very whatever.
I haven't seen it, but I didn't really have any interest in it.
Yeah, I didn't have any interest in it.
I didn't even have interest in the original. I
didn't like Pete's Dragon,
I think I saw it once when I was a kid in elementary school, and that was it.
Yeah, I thought the premise of it was just like, it's... I feel like I could have done without a remake of that movie
by far,
particular, but I think that's going to be cool. I like what they did with Snow White, the remake for that.
The Huntsman?
The Huntsman?
Oh, well, that's like not canon with like what they're doing, I think.
Oh, okay, so it's not like the Snow White. I thought it was because I was just like,
because that wasn't
crazy shit.
That wasn't Disney though. That's
okay.
Yeah.
I got confused for a second. Snow White, I just think of Disney because Disney like owns that property.
Yeah, no, it wasn't them. But I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast live action. But
I didn't see it either.
I'm not even a fan of the original Beauty and the Beast. I'm not gonna lie. It's not I love Disney, but that's one that didn't do it for me growing up.
You know what I would love a live action remake of? There's 2 movies. Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and Treasure Planet.
Yes. I knew it.
Dude, I would kill for some live action remakes of that.
I've been asking for a live action Atlantis movie for long.
Do you know how good that would be?
Yeah, if they did their own thing with it, it would be a new franchise. It'd probably be bigger than the original films.
Dude, because Atlantis: The Lost Empire was such a damn good movie.
I think the guy who directed the original Pirates trilogy, Gore Verbinski, I think he should helm it.
Ooh, that would be sick.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Yeah, one or the other, because he has that style and he just knows how to tell a good story. For sure.
Absolutely, man. That would be really fucking sick. I feel like with him as director, that would be really cool.
He almost did a BioShock movie too at one point.
It's a shame that we never got it.
It's maybe a shame, but it's also probably a good thing. Who knows how that thing would have turned out?
Yeah, no, it's very
Studio
true.
getting into
BioShock is too big of a game, dude. With so much going on that I feel like in a movie, and I feel like it would do good as a Netflix series.
I think so too.
If you put it as a series, I feel like it would do well. Yeah. But as a movie, there's just too much information going on.
Yeah, I feel like if you're adapting any book or video game, you should do a series. Like with the Death Note movie, the Netflix one that came out. I think they fucked up not doing it into a TV series.
I hated the movie, honestly, to be perfectly honest with you. The movie was just cringe. From the very beginning, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? This is so bad.
A lot of crap for this, but I enjoyed Death Note, the movie, for the most part, because it is a guilty pleasure. And I know it's bad. It's really bad, but I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, that's all that matters, man. It's all that matters.
And I've watched it once or twice, and I know people are going to be like, fuck this dude, he doesn't know what he's talking about, but I love the original series. It's my favorite anime ever, for sure.
Yeah, dude, I love Death Note, man. The original Death Note's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, but I feel like if they had just taken their time with this live-action one, and they just, expanded it to, 8-episode season or whatever.
I would have been okay with that, because some of the casting was pretty good. I like the casting for L. For the live action.
He was great.
I thought he was great.
I don't like what they did with him in the end.
No.
By far. I just think that they took away from his character when he did that one thing in the end of the movie. I did not like Light. I did not like him in this movie at all.
Here's what they need to do. If they were going to do a live-action remake, like you just said, it has to be a series, but the casting has to be new.
Yeah.
They need a completely new story. A new story.
The problem is they tried replicating the story that was already told. And that's what I was saying earlier. With remakes, they need to do something different that we haven't seen.
I feel like if they were going to do a live action of Death Note, I mean, the only person I would keep is L and Ryuk for the live action.
Yeah,
I felt like those two were like Will Dafoe and I forgot the other guy, but
Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith Stanfield. Keep those two because their roles for those characters were great.
Yeah,
but everybody else completely needs to be redone. I want a new director too. I want a new fucking director.
I want new writers because this is my argument.
Just throw the whole thing away except those two. Just throw the whole fucking thing away.
I actually did like Adam Wingard. I love his movies before. He did the Blair Witch sequel, which a lot of people didn't like. But
I liked it.
I enjoyed it. He did the VHS movies, the first two.
Oh shit!
I enjoyed those for sure. He did the movie You're Next, which is a really good one, a really good horror home invasion thriller. And I like his style, and I think he did some things in this movie that were cool. They were cool to look at for sure.
I thought some of the shots that he did were pretty fucking great.
But some of the song choices were out of place. A lot of the writing was just really bad.
Yeah, dude. Some of the writing was just literally cringe.
So I can't blame him for the writing because that's not him. He was just given a script and he couldn't really do much with it.
Yeah, the writers need to be fucking fired. Fire the whole writing team for that damn movie.
Okay, these are the writers that did the new Fantastic Four movie. So yeah, off the bat.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So off the bat, that was not a good choice.
Why the fuck did you hire them?
Yeah, but there is a sequel coming out, and it's from the guy who is doing the Resident Evil reboot and the Mortal Kombat reboot. He's writing both those scripts.
Okay. Yeah. That seems interesting. I never seen the Mortal Kombat reboot, but
no, it's not out yet. This is a brand new writer. He has not done anything before. He has just written these big budget scripts and he's sent them off. And
talk about luck, dude. The fact that he's brand new and he's already on big budget films for writing.
Mortal Kombat, Resident Evil, and Death Note. Those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah,
especially for a new writer. I think I would have an anxiety attack every day.
Yeah, man. I feel like for the both of us, I'd say you and I are pretty amateur writers for the most part.
Oh, definitely. I've been doing it for years, and I'm nothing but amateur still.
I'm just like, if someone hired me to be like, hey, fucking make, I don't know, what's another big franchise? A Naruto movie.
Which is coming out.
No.
Yes.
That's actually going to be
a real thing.
No.
I'm going to look it up right now.
No.
It is the... No. I think Hollywood should stop. They need to stop.
No, Jesus Christ.
Let's see.
Oh my god, don't tell me Hollywood is going to make a Naruto movie.
Yep, it's coming out. It is directed by Michael Gracie.
No.
He did...
Is Michael Cera going to be Naruto?
He did The Greatest Showman.
No, it's going to be ass, dude.
Yeah, this movie's going to be...
It's going to be ass, dude.
Regardless. I don't care if it's like you got the best crew ever.
You can't make Naruto into a movie.
No, that's
impossible.
Yeah.
Naruto, there's just too much... What are you going to make a movie for Naruto? You going to make him fight Zabuza, that's it? That's the only thing you could do with a movie from the beginning. With an hour and something, like... It's literally just going to be when Naruto basically gets the scroll to get Shadow Clone, and then he goes to the Mist Village or whatever to fight Zabuza.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they can do. There's too much in Naruto.
That's really it, but there's nothing else. There's also no more word on this. They just says it's in pre-production. It's still in the works for all we know. Maybe
who's the cast?
There's only one person cast, and he's a no-name.
Oh my god. And who does he play as?
He's playing Orochimaru.
They're gonna make... Oh my god, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah, he is not active.
So they're gonna introduce Orochimaru, like, in the beginning of the movie?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think it's gonna focus on, like, the Fox attack in the beginning, and then it's gonna go off to Naruto.
I hate it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be trash. I don't care, because Hollywood just still doesn't understand how to adapt anime properly. You kind of can't.
Yeah, you can't adapt
live action for a Western audience. It just won't work.
It won't. It's impossible. Speaking of, like, anime and Hollywood, what is your thoughts on the Detective Pikachu movie?
You know what? I'm kind of excited for it. Because
I feel indifferent.
It feels like the movie I would have wanted as a kid. So for that purpose, nostalgic, I want to go. But I can't think of anyone else but Deadpool as Pikachu.
Yeah, I felt Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu was the
moment
wrong
I heard
casting.
it, I was like, this is Deadpool as Pikachu.
Yeah, this is just Deadpool as Pikachu. I'm sorry, dude, after seeing Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, the way how Pikachu talks is just like Deadpool.
Yeah, it's like unavoidable.
It's honestly. Literally, at this point, it felt like he just finished filming Deadpool 2, and then Hollywood was just like, yo, we need you in the voice booth for Pikachu. He's like, alright, fuck it.
Yeah.
And just went and did it. They gave him his paycheck, and he fucking did it. Not trying to shit on Ryan Reynolds, you know, whatever. He's a great actor, but, like, it's just for voice work. I just feel personally...
Yeah. It's just personally, I can't separate it.
I can't.
I'm pretty sure he's going to do a great job in the role.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm also indifferent. We'll see how Hollywood does it, because
some of the stuff looks cool. Like, Pikachu looks so cute. Yeah. Some of the Pokemon look amazing.
Charizard looks awesome.
I thought Charizard looks kind of weird.
You thought it looked weird?
Especially Mr. Mime, dude. Mr. Mime looks so creepy. I hate Mr. Mime, dude.
Even Jigglypuff kind of looks creepy. Now she looks like she's all furry and stuff, and it's just...
It's either... Dude, what would you prefer, though, if for a live-action Jigglypuff? Would you prefer her furry, though, or she looks like a ball sack?
Furry for sure. I don't want to see
like a ball sack Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff. I'm gonna be like, dude, why does she look like a testicle?
Oh fuck.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think for sure it'll be fun. I know kids will probably love it.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a fun movie.
Yeah, but we'll see on that one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I love Pokemon, so I'm gonna watch it regardless.
Yo, I wonder if Ash is gonna be in the movie. Like, they put like
I doubt it.
That'd be funny though. Just they put like a little thing of like Ash Ketchum in the movie. Like, even if he's a live action, like I'm not gonna lie, that'll be dope.
I'm pretty sure they'll make references to them for sure.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe those characters are part of this world that this movie is setting up, or maybe they're not.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I do like the premise though. Like, okay, the other protagonist, the lady that looks kind of like Misty. I do like the fact that she looks like a Pokemon Go trainer.
Yeah.
She looks exactly like what a Pokemon Go trainer.
Just aesthetically, it looks so awesome.
And I feel like that's what a Pokemon trainer would look like, though, because since you're traveling all over the world with Pokemon, you have to dress like almost kind of like health goth, pretty much, if you will, for the elements, because it's gonna be cold, it's gonna be hot, it's gonna be raining, you're gonna be camping most of the time. So I'm really interested to see what they're gonna do about the trainers.
Yeah.
Because how their life is gonna be in a real world setting, like, especially like since most of them are kids, like how are they gonna do it? Like, are they gonna do it like how in the game, like they're like 10 years old and like these little kids going out to adventure, or Pokemon trainers like people our age and they're kind of just like, all right, I got some money saved up, I'm gonna travel the world and be a Pokemon master. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with this. So they have some really cool ideas they can work with.
Let's hope they execute it right though. You know?
Yeah.
But, and, you know, people are going to give shit like, oh, but it's Americans adapting a Japanese material. And, you know, people give shit to Death Note. People give shit to Full Metal Alchemist or the new Bleach movie on Netflix. But you know what?
Dude,
we had it worse.
Let me say
Dragon
this,
Ball
too.
Evolution.
Oh, yeah.
We've had it way
AKA
worse.
The cast of Shameless.
That's the cast of Shameless.
The cast of Shameless are the leads in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
So it's just
Fiona and Jimmy Steve are Bulma and Goku. Just let that sink in for a moment.
But think of that in the Shameless world, just like Fiona just being like, Goku. And you just see Steve just be like, yeah, I love you. I know Fiona. I mean, Bulma.
It's the weirdest thing. So if I watch that movie now, I'm going to be like...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say with that? I just had it in my head just now. But speaking of live action adaptations, the East isn't like getting away with that either, because the East has made some pretty shitty live action adaptions for their own pieces of work. I watched Attack on Titan was garbage for the live actions. It was garbage. It was like Full Metal Alchemist, I heard, was very whatever.
Yeah, some people actually said it wasn't that bad. It was enjoyable.
It was enjoyable, but it was whatever for what it was. And it's just like, I feel like that could be applied to any country, any industry.
By far.
If you're trying to live adaptation anime, you can't do it in a movie. It should not be done in a movie.
Maybe certain projects you can do it. I think Psycho-Pass.
Psycho-Pass could be done very
really
good for a live action
film if done right.
Yeah, I feel like for certain Gundam series, like small series for Gundam, I feel like that could be good for a movie. Because I know Hollywood is talking right now. Legendary Pictures wants to do a live action Gundam movie.
I've heard about that.
And
I've heard that's been in the works for years.
And I don't know how to feel about it because I'm a huge Gundam fan. And the Gundam universe is so big that I feel like if you're going to do a live action Gundam, it would be better to do it as a series like for Netflix.
Yeah,
episodes.
By far, dude.
Because Gundam, dude, there's so much going on. I mean, look at these fucking mangas I have.
I was just staring at
these. Are giant, dude. And this is for the original story. I still have like 6 more books to get, or maybe even 10 more, because that's how big this series is.
Yeah.
It is huge. There's so much going on. There's so much character development. There's new characters that come in out of nowhere with crazy fucking robots.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big series. And especially if they're going to do it on the original series, if they're going to base it off that, you cannot make it into a movie.
You can't.
It's impossible. It has to be a series with multiple seasons.
Get the guy who did Pacific Rim, the first one, Guillermo del Toro.
Dude, Guillermo del Toro with Gundam, I would be about it.
He knows anime. He loves anime, and he even Pacific Rim, it kind of felt almost like a Gundam movie in a sense, with them fighting those monsters. So
he does a really good job with like the adaptations for live action from anime. I feel like he does a really good job.
Especially with the Hellboy movies, he did a great job with those comic books.
Oh man, he did.
So I think he'd be a perfect fit for Gundam.
Especially too, I mean, he fucking works with fucking Kojima now.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in the new Kojima game. So Death Stranding. So dude, I mean, I would love to see them make a movie.
I know.
Like Guillermo del Toro.
I feel like after this one, they should definitely go back to they should work on a film project.
I feel like them working on a film project would be amazing.
Dude, I'm still upset that Silent Hills is never gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm so upset.
Dude, the fucking gameplay looked fucking dope. Having Norman Reedus play as the main protagonist for that would be great. Even though I feel like Death Stranding was just like taking some of the same casting from that game.
Oh, it definitely was.
Into like a completely new thing. I thought that was cool, but I still would have loved...
Those three have talked about it. Like Norman Reedus, Guillermo, and Kojima, they said they just loved working together so much. And they were so upset that their vision for this new Silent Hill that was going to be amazing just isn't, coming out anymore.
Yeah.
So they came up with this story that they think will be supposedly, like, one of the best games out there.
Norman Reedus, Kojima, and like who's the guy who plays Hannibal? Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, Hannibal?
And Hannibal.
Oh, that's Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, Max Nicholson. They should be in a band together. Like I saw a picture on Twitter of them one time. Like not Guillermo del Toro wasn't in it, but the other two were in it. They were just chilling, sitting down, and it looked like such a band photo. I was just like, yo, they should be in a band together.
Yeah, there's another. I think there's an actress in there that is also pretty good. I'm trying to find it right now.
I'm excited for the Death Stranding game, even though I have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen.
Lisa Doe. She did Blue is the Warmest Color.
Ooh, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
Very, very, very powerful. But yeah, I'm excited to see. We know nothing about that for sure. So
yeah, man.
We'll see how it is.
Exactly, man.
Actually, do you talk about video games in here?
Yeah, dude. I actually would love to talk about some video games, man. So like,
what have you played lately?
Well, recently I just got Red Dead Redemption 2. I haven't played it yet, but I am very excited to play it. I just finished the DLC for Assassin's Creed Origins. I feel like it was a really good game. It's probably, in my opinion, one of the best Assassin's Creed games to come out in a long fucking time.
You're not the first to tell me that. They said after Black Flag, everything else after was kind of trash.
it was garbage. After Black Flag, because I like Black Flag. The story itself was great, but everything after that game was garbage. But what Assassin's Creed Origins did, I thought it was really nice to have a refreshing take on the series of talking about the first ever Assassins and talk about the origin story, how they came to be Magi, which historically are the people who used to protect the pharaohs.
Right.
Talk about those people, the bodyguards of those people, and eventually have this like traumatic event happen between the. It's not really much of a spoiler. It's kind of like talked about that like the main premise of how everything goes by is that there was these couple. Both of them were Magi's and they had a kid together.
Yeah.
And these weird group of people essentially killed their son for like a weird fucking reason. And basically the whole story is pretty much vengeance for the death of his son. And and that's the main character, Bayek, and it's a path of fucking vengeance. But what I like about the game, it's more than just that. Because at first it's just bloodshed, He's trying to kill everyone who fucking killed his son, and at first it's about that. But then as the series goes on, the game, it becomes more than just about his son. He discovers this whole fucking conspiracy that affects everybody. And he realizes this is more than just avenging my son's death. This is like about everybody now. Everyone's involved, and I'm in the middle of it, and my wife's in the middle of it, and now I need to change everything because I don't want everyone to go through this bullshit ever again.
Right.
And the whole ordeal from basically creating the Assassin's Creed, the original Creed, and getting everyone involved was awesome. Yeah. I felt it was done executingly well. The characters are fantastic.
Nice.
The game is a lot of fun to play. It's super open world. It's a very fun RPG. The leveling system is really good. A lot of cool locations. It's a very fun game. I've had a great time playing it.
I'll definitely check it out at some point.
Yeah.
I played the first Assassin's Creed. I wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah.
But I also heard a lot of people really aren't a fan of it. So I guess I gotta hop to the second.
Yeah, I mean, I would say for Assassin's Creed, story-wise, just look on YouTube videos for the story because it's definitely like it's a great story.
Yeah.
Because the first game, the story for it is very good to getting you involved into the world. The second game, I think, is the best Assassin's Creed game. It's the best one.
That's what everyone says.
It's fucking great. The story, especially of Ezio, that character, from being just like this playboy who lives with this rich family, to basically becoming one of the best assassins in the entire world.
Nuts.
It's nuts. His character development through each part of the game is phenomenal. And the voice actor, dude, I fucking love him, dude. And then even the other sides games, like Assassin's Creed 3 and Revelations, which talks about Ezio when he's, like, a full-on master, and he's, like, an old man. But it talks about more so, like, the concluding story of his legacy and his connection to Altair from the first game, and how they really connect more deeply than anyone ever realized. It's really fucking cool. And I felt with Origins 2 to have the introduction to the entire Assassin's Order is really fucking good. And I'm going to buy Odyssey 2, which is the newest Assassin's Creed game that came out, which is like, I heard it's an improvement from Origins. It's like taking Origins but the step above, especially with the RPG elements and the gameplay and how it goes about. And everyone told me the story is very good for Odyssey. Because it's not like Origins in a sense, like it is, but it isn't, because this guy, he isn't really an assassin. He's kind of like a Spartan warrior, but he has to go around Greece because there's some weird shit going on that's involved with him, and he basically has to do whatever. I didn't read too much of the story. Yeah. All I know is that basically it talks about the Spartan kid warrior who at first they defiled him, or he was like thrown off the cliff or some shit. He was like, they fucking hated him, and then eventually he becomes this amazing fucking warrior. I don't know how he's a part of the Creed, but I heard like he does interact with Bayek, the main character of Origins, at some point, and then learns about the Creed from him. So I don't know if that's how he became a part of the Assassins, or he's become assassin for a bigger reason, or who knows. I don't know, because I just haven't played the game and I don't know anything about it, but I'm very interested to see what's going to go with the series with that. So that's going to be really cool. And the other recent game that I've played too, me and Jackie played, it's the sequel to Undertale called Deltarune. And
sequel?
Yeah, well, Undertale, I've never played it, but from what Jackie told me, the game is basically about this kid, or I don't know how they identify the kid.
Yeah, I haven't played it myself, but I know it's a weird one, but definitely an interesting game.
Yeah, it's basically you go into the underworld where all the monsters are at, but the difference about this game is that it encourages you not to fight people and kill people. It's more like you talk to the characters or whatever, and try to get to know them, because there's two different directions that you can go forth. You can either go to a path of peace or genocide, and it's either you can kill everybody and complete the game that way, or you can complete the game by basically being the nicest dude ever. But then when you restart the game, the characters remember everything that you did. So if the first game you played, you committed genocide, and you played again, every character is going to remember what you did.
Damn.
They're going to remember you as the piece of shit who killed everybody. And they won't let you hold it down. They'll even tell you, like, if you're trying to change, I'm still not going to forgive you for what you did to me or this other guy. So it's like, they remember your actions. And it feels fucked up. Like, I haven't seen it, but people, like, I think my friend Alex told me, like, he felt, like, fucked up that, like, he did that, and he's like, wow, I'm a piece of shit. These characters are, like, making me feel awful. But Deltarune is kind of like a sequel to it, and it's free. You can download it for your computer. And it basically, I think, takes place in a world where all the monsters and humans kind of coexist with each other. Okay. And you kind of just go into this other world, sort of, and you're kind of just like basically the heroes of this world and whatever. But then when when me and Jackie beat the game, the ending caught me really off guard. It was like a really eerie ending, because everything finishes off really nice. It's very sweet. And then you come back home, and then it got really weird. Like, it was, like, creepy kind of weird. Shit. Like, the guy, like, I'm not going to put spoilers. I'm not going to say anything, because I feel like if you really want to know, you should play the game. It's really interesting. Yeah. It's just, it leaves you in a weird note. And then it says continue after chapter 2. So I think this is a chapter-based game for Deltarune, so I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with the second chapter.
Oh, okay.
But
so it's not over.
Yeah, but what I feel for this game, though, is that it's going to be a very dark game. I think it's going to get very fucked up. Because there's certain parts in the game where it gets really creepy, like very subtly too, where it's like, it's eerie, dude. And it's kind of just like, fuck, dude, this game's going to get weird. Yeah. I feel like it's going to start off really nice, and then it's going to get more and more darker, and it's going to get more fucked up.
I'll definitely have to look into that for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
You definitely have to look into that.
Oh, I will, for sure.
But what about you? Have you been playing any video games lately that are really fucking cool, or?
Not by much. You know, I played Spider-Man PS4.
Uh-huh.
Amazing game. I loved it.
Yeah, I heard from Crispy that the game is actually really good. It's a lot of fun to play.
A lot of fun, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan or just in general, or superhero or video game fan in general. You're gonna love this game.
I've heard that's a really fun game. I definitely want to get that as well.
I highly recommend.
I definitely gotta buy it. I want to buy the new God of War too.
I was gonna get into that actually. People are saying Spider-Man's Game of the Year or Red Dead, but I think God of War is like one of the best I've played in a long time.
Really?
Yes. That story is just amazing. I'm not even a God of War fan. I never really played the original games except for the third one for like a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And this story was amazing. I loved Kratos. I love what they did with him here. I liked his son, Atreus, and the journey they went on. And like I was always on the edge of my seat trying to figure out what was gonna go on with these characters. And then by the end, I thought it wrapped up so nicely. It's set up for a sequel, which I'm really excited for. But
That's dope, man.
But I kind of wish they went into a little more ideas they had by the end.
Uh-huh.
Like, there's like 9 realms in the game, but you can only explore like 3 or 4.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, so I'm guessing they're saving that for the sequels.
That's fucking, dude, fucking awesome, dude. I can't fucking wait for that, man.
I love that game. I think everyone should definitely play that.
Fuck yeah, man.
Persona 5 is another one I
keep I love Persona 5.
So good.
That's such a fun game.
Such a long game, man. So long. Like, I've only put like 20-25 hours in it, and I just need a break because I put so much, and I'm not even halfway through the story.
Let me tell you, dude, all the Persona games are long.
I've heard.
They're very, very long.
This is the longest, though.
Yeah, but I love that about Persona 5. I love how long it is, and I love the characters, dude.
Yeah.
Like, the whole world they build around it is just so fucking dope, dude. That's probably one of my favorite games that came out. Did you say it came out this year or last year?
Last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
It's definitely, like, one of my best games that came out in 2017 by far.
Yeah,
so fucking good.
I enjoy it, but I just need a break from it every once in a while. You know?
I agree. It's a game you do need a break. It's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot.
It's definitely not for everybody, but if you're an RPG fan, I highly recommend.
Yeah,
that.
Especially for people out there, if you like Japanese stuff, you like anime and all that, this is definitely the game for you because it's a lot of fun. The combat's very turn-based style, like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So you've like old school Final Fantasy type elements with it, but also like new shit and like animes and anime titties and all that shit. Hey, you know, we got fans out there of that shit. You know, then
shout out to Norman.
Shouts out to Norman with the anime titties. And definitely check it out, dude. It's a great fucking game, man.
Yeah, definitely that one. I just played Until Dawn with my friend Amber. Her and I
have Until Dawn. I still haven't played it. Jackie keeps telling me you gotta fucking play it. I have to play it. I gotta play it.
I started over again because I wanted to like make different choices and see how it turned out.
I definitely have to fucking play it with Jackie because she says we gotta play it, and I'm like,
Jackie, if you're listening, force him to play it. It's like now.
I definitely gotta fucking play, man. That's definitely on my to-do list, dude. I gotta get back into it. I feel like once I have a little bit of time into Red Dead Redemption 2, then I'm gonna like.
Oh, dude, no! Play Until Dawn first before you hop into Red Dead.
Until Dawn first.
You won't be on Red Dead for the rest of your life.
I think I will, dude. Because like I know
it is long. I heard 2 discs for that bitch. Come on.
Yeah, we do need 2 discs for that, and I'm excited to play that, dude. I want to be a cowboy for a little bit and be like, yeehaw!
but those games, and I was gonna say. There is one upcoming game that I'm really excited for.
Which one?
I know you are excited for too.
Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, baby. Yeah, buddy.
Oh
We've been waiting for what? 10 years?
Way more, dude. Way
12, 13?
13 years.
Jesus Christ.
Organization 13 strikes again. 13 years later, and this one comes out.
Yo, I want to shout out to the guy who made this fucking game. I hope to God that this game
fuck you for making us.
Yeah, I hope this was worth the 13 years of fucking development, asshole.
Yeah.
I hope this is worth it, dude. I hope to God this is like all those years of development and all this shit was worth it because I'm gonna be mad disappointed if this game was lackluster after 13 years of development, my guy. 13 years of development.
Welcome to his TED Talk.
Yeah, like, welcome to our TED Talk where we're just gonna shit on the guy who made Kingdom Hearts. I forgot his name.
Tetsuya Nomura.
Yeah, Tetsuya Nomura. Dude, Tetsuya, I'm just saying, I waited too much time for this game. I'm like 24 now.
I honestly think this game's gonna kill it for sure. In the best way.
It's definitely gonna kill it. And one thing I could say, I never realized how bad the dialogue is.
It's bad.
It's bad.
So bad.
Sora's like, wow, look at this, wow.
And it's all cheesy, and I get it's Disney, but come on, even Disney would look at it and be like, you went a little too far with that, buddy.
I just want Sora to say fuck.
It's not gonna happen.
I just want Sora to just be like, fuck.
Is that?
And Goofy's like, gosh, Sora, you just said a bad word. Goofy, I'm like 26 right now, and I'm still a virgin. I'm trying to fuck Kairi, but Riku keeps getting in the way. Riku, you son of a bitch. Sorry, Sora, but there's only one pussy in this damn island.
Oh my god.
I'm getting too graphic with this.
Too graphic for the podcast.
That's my alternative podcast where I just do reenactments of what I think Kingdom Hearts
of his alternative podcast.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But no, I'm so excited for that game. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a blast. And then Resident Evil 2 remake is coming out that same week.
That's gonna be freaking incredible.
You won't see me for a while.
Yeah, I know when Resident Evil 2 remake comes out, me, Jackie, and our friend Joey, I think we're all gonna get together and just play it the day it comes out, and like, I don't know, like, sit through it and just play it alongside with it. I don't know, I'm thinking about maybe recording in the session or whatever for the podcast, maybe do something different with it. I don't know. These are ideas, guys. Don't take everything I say. Take it with a grain of salt. Grain of salt. But it's ideas, but either way, I'm excited for both of these games. I think it's going to be fucking amazing.
So damn excited.
Probably one of the best games of 2019 too, and they just come out right after.
In the first month.
Yeah,
like,
first month.
Everything after is irrelevant.
I feel like 2019 is going to be a good year for gaming.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like so many good games are going to come out.
For gaming and for movies.
Yeah, 2019 is where it's at, so looking forward to 2019. I'm very excited for 2019.
Be good to us, please.
Please. Just for once, just let us be good. And I think that's just wraps it about up. I think that's everything that we want to talk about and everything. Tell the people where they can find you, man. Where Instagram, all that shit, man.
You can find me at bmerc _, so BMERC __ for my personal. And you can follow me and Jerry at the American Werewolves Instagram, just at American Werewolves. We also have our videos and our episodes up on YouTube right now. We're still working on getting it on iTunes, and we're also going to be uploading it to Anchor, maybe SoundCloud at some point. But yeah, that's going to be me.
Fuck yeah, man. And with that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in to today's episode. I'm going to try to have more of this very soon. The YouTube channel by now should be uploaded and everything, so I'm going to be uploading everything on YouTube more. I'm still going to try to put some more stuff on SoundCloud too, but I might just switch platforms and might just go on YouTube just because more people go on YouTube versus SoundCloud. I know you need an app for that and shit, so not everybody wants to go on SoundCloud just to listen to podcasts and shit. So I understand that, so I'm definitely going to be putting this on YouTube, and stick around for more stuff coming on the way and new episodes and all that. So take it easy, guys. Later.